Relax. You gotta relax, Kai. All
right? You just mad because you can't shag, bro.
I'm mad because I can't shag. Why would I want to? That sounded weird. I don't want to shag. I'm cool with a baldy. This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 168. You know,
169. Golly.
Because I keep fucking with me. Hey, Jay, shut up. All right, this is Brothers Talking Shit podcast, episode 169. I am the Flush Man, also known as the Fat Boy. I'm still your Huckleberry. I'll still call you Broadish. We out here. Let's go.
And I'm Rel, a.k.a. Iceberg Shorty, a.k.a. the king of controversial comments. I said what I said, and don't at me unless you try and cut the check.
Yeah, it's your boy Big J, Mr. I-95. Say what you said, because I might pull up on you.
And if you don't know who I am, man, it's me, Boy Jew the Charm God, king of uncomfortable conversations. I'm going to leave the controversial to Rel, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all already know what to do. Put 50K in the chat because we're going to have 50,000 subscribers this year. Why? Because we want 50,000 people to have uncomfortable, controversial conversations with us. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Indeed.
Yo, what up? This your boy Dre B, a.k.a. King Mello. I said what I said. Hey, turn me up in the headphones. I'm going to pass it to Cool.
And it's your guy, Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, also known as the People's Podiatrist. And we are here fortunate to see another day as a collective known as some real men, some brothers talking shh.
With your cool ass.
Yeah.
Fellas, Super Bowl Sunday, we out here. First off, I want to add, let's get some predictions out the way. Jay, who you got? Who you got for the game this evening?
Unfortunately, I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to say 27-20.
No reason? That's it?
I'm going to go with Andy Reid. I think he's I'm sorry. I'm not. I'll say Andy Reid. I don't know why. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think their defense better. Andy Reid, I think his time is... I just don't like Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. I just don't like that.
That's fine.
I just don't. I don't like the light skinness. I don't like him. So, for all everybody's light skin, sorry, but
yeah, you gotta relax. Dre, who you got, Dre?
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles. I think we're looking at 24-30 Eagles. I got some ties to Philly, so I'm a rock with the Philly boys. Fly Eagles, fly.
Who you got, Cool?
I'm gonna go Eagles. I like the Saquon story. I like that storyline. If I'm being honest, Pat Mahomes. I done seen him win it, and he good. Andy Reid, but like the whole semi-new blood redemption, previously failed attempt. I just like that better. Hope to get it done. I don't really have a horse in the race, but I'll go Eagles for the sake of the argument.
Juice?
Man, I'm going Eagles by 14. I like Saquon too. I think he's gonna make the difference. Also, Jalen, Tia, Texas boy, man, dog, come on, man. He from around the city. He's not actually from the city, but anyways, not to get too specific. I think the Eagles are just, the defense. I think they're a more complete team as long as the refs just ref and don't add extra sauce to it. I think the Eagles get this by 14.
Iceberg?
Yeah, I heard all of y'all. I'm going Chiefs. Let me be very clear. I only love like two people in Philadelphia, right? Like for real. And I want DeAndre Hopkins to get a ring. I feel the same way I felt about him as I felt about Randy Moss. The only problem with Randy Moss was he was playing the Ravens. Sucks to suck for Randy Moss not getting the Super Bowl ring 12 years ago, his last year when he was with the 49ers. But yeah, man, I want D-Hop to get his ring, man. I think that guy is more than deserving and dealt with a lot over his time frame. So I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs by 17 because I don't think I think the lights is too bright for the Eagles. And if they can, 17. If they can contain Saquon, which the only person I think that they should really fear is Saquon. Outside of that, I don't believe in them.
Well, I'm from Philly. I'm going Bird Gang. I always root for the Eagles unless they play the Vikings. I think Saquon is the key. I think really it's going to sound weird, but I think defensive tackle on each team, whoever has the biggest game between Chris Jones and Jalen Carter, it's going to say a lot. I think Jalen Carter is the face of that defense. I think he's the future of that position. And if he's in that backfield a lot talking to Patrick Mahomes, then it's going to be a tough time. The whole official thing, it to me is like boxing. The ref can't decide it if you win by a large margin. You got to go knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Go put your hands on him. They get up on him. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has I think the biggest tell will be that first series. If Kelsey got 5 catches in that first series, it's going to be a long day. So I think the defensive tackle position is going to mean a lot. And I'm watching Kelsey because if Kelsey come out crazy and had like 5 catches and a touchdown in that first series, it might be a long day. But I'm curious, who do you think has the most pressure on him? I'm going to go first. I think Jalen Hurts has the most to benefit from this situation because a lot of people talk about him not being, an average quarterback. They talk about him being an average quarterback. And I think something like this could not only build his confidence, but, get him a lot more respect than he's been receiving.
He is an average quarterback. What are we talking about? I don't give a shit if he's been to the Super Bowl 2 times in 3 years. Whatever. He's average. It's okay to be average. A lot of average quarterbacks win the Super Bowl. He's just one of them. Like, he don't get no fucking pass. Like, he is
Trent Dilfer,
just okay.
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer, Rich Gannon, but I'll get to him later, right? I'll get to him later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he ain't win, but he went. But yeah, like, whatever, bro. Like, he's just somebody to talk about right now. They talk about, is he going to be on the level of such and such of the, the top 5, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens. And then I seen D.O. talking about, no, he'd be better because he's Super Bowl champion. D.O., shut the fuck up.
And D.O., you talking about my man from ESPN, right?
I'm talking about Dan Orlovsky.
Right, Dan Orlovsky.
Mr. Run out the back of the end zone.
Jay, who you got standing out as
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. The pressure's on them for doing a 3-peat. Are they going to be the greatest team that ever played? Between Pat Mahomes and Taylor Swift. Whatever the tight end name is. But you got that whole pressure on them right now.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
I say
cool, not who. Cool.
Yeah.
I'd say the referees got the most pressure on them. We watch it. Listen, I'm not even no big conspiracy guy.
Right.
However, I can't get over like the red tinged referee memes and things like that. As long as it's a clean game, that's all people want to see. Even without stakes in it, even if you're not a betting man. I'm not much of a betting man. But I don't want to see no missed calls, crazy, weird things that we clearly can see. The average fan, the average fan can see, and the referees call a certain way like we're not watching. So hopefully it's a no referee involved game, not no penalties, but no controversial things that we talk about on Monday morning. I'm not even gonna hold you. I hope that's all it is.
Right, Juice.
I think Jalen, man. I think, what I'm saying, you say pressure, who's got the most pressure?
Right.
Man, I think the pressure's on, bro. Come on, you got to produce, It's a lot of expectations out of him. He is a great quarterback, but in order to just really say, hey, I'm not the guy that didn't make it or, almost doesn't count type of nigga, it's like, hey, you gotta bring it home. So I think for sure he's got the absolute most pressure, I feel.
Right.
I'm gonna go a little outside the box on this one, and I'm gonna say Gilly got the most pressure on him. I've been watching Gilly his feed for the last 2 weeks, and if the Eagles don't win this Super Bowl, he's gonna have to go into witness protection. I'm sure he's not gonna be able to pay all them debts. So for me, I'm gonna go with Gilly on this one.
He riding around in New Orleans right now in his little
in the Eagle machine, yeah.
Little as hell, acting a fool.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
All right, so how y'all enjoying the game? How y'all going about the game? This where you gonna be at? Like you at home? I'm going to my in-laws' crib. Got some wings on deck. We're gonna eat real good. I plan on drinking real good. I took off tomorrow, so that's how my evening's gonna go. Iceberg.
Regular Sunday for me, man. Cook, you know what I'm saying? Putting some chicken on the grill. That's about it, bro. Like, watch the game right in the living room. Call it a day. I did not take off tomorrow, so it's Monday. I gotta work. Right? Like, I gotta work.
Dre.
I'm for real. So I'm gonna be sitting on the couch with my snacks. You know, the wife gonna go ahead, cook up some wings or something, and we just gonna sit down and watch it together, man. I'm not going nowhere. I like real. Got to go back to real life on Monday.
Right.
So you know, I'm a tailor the drinking. I'm gonna have me a couple, but I'm gonna tailor it, and I'm just gonna cool on the couch and watch the game.
Jay.
As usual, I'm on the road. I'm gonna slide down to my brother's crib. You know, I'm gonna have a couple Taylor drinks. Because I do gotta drive back. I ain't gotta work tomorrow though, but yeah, that's it.
Where y'all want to go next, man? Iceberg, how you feeling, man? What topic right now is stepping out to you?
I'm trying to see. Let's see. Do I go
talking
full
about Kanye?
nuclear and go Kanye? That's what I was saying. Do I go full nuclear and go Kanye? Because this could go left, and that might take some time to talk about Kanye.
Bro, just go ahead, rip off.
Yeah, rip a Band-Aid. Yeah, let's go Kanye, man.
All right, well, who got some information? Because I ain't gonna hold you. It's too much for me to read, and I don't. For me personally, I'm not giving him that much time. For the strength of what we do, I'm entertaining, but
yeah,
I don't got that much.
In all fairness, I'm gonna give the strongest chest pass to my brother Juice, right? Because I know he locked in on this one like I am. But
Hey,
I bet you can say it better than I.
Be careful too.
Hey man,
I'm gonna be.
man.
Hey, listen. He said enough that I don't need to repeat. All I gotta say is go see what he said. My man is the greatest example of an internet crash out. I'm talking about dog out of nowhere too. He like these YNs. He just crashing out, dog, online. I mean, it's typical Kanye. In my personal opinion, I think it's more of the expressive of speech. You know, he has some right wing influence. You know, him and Candace Owens, cool. So I think this is more of what that is. Even when he talks about the Nazis, you know, even when he talks about Hitler, like certain things that he's saying. Which, by the way, not to like segue too far, but have y'all been seeing like the neo-Nazi marches everywhere?
Yeah,
in Cincinnati,
yeah. I think this is kind of just combined with that and this whole wanting to, you know, you can express yourself by any means. But if you hadn't, and anybody out in the audience, if you hadn't seen Kanye's tweets, you really need to go read them. I mean, it's just wild. It's all over the place. But you know.
Yeah, I found myself going back and forth like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that, to, oh my gosh, this is the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. And we're talking about in between tweets, right? Like he is saying some of the most outlandish, egregious stuff to some people, right? He called Dave Chappelle ugly, talking about this is the best picture I can find of him. Said Corey Holcomb is saying funnier than Dave Chappelle. He's talking about his sex life over the past 2 days. He's talking about the Jewish community back and forth. He attacked Travis Scott. He's talking about all the people who never stabbed him in the back. He's making shirts with swastikas on there. Like he said, Hitler's so fresh. Like it is all over the place. And you know what I'm saying? You know, talking about his wife and people being broke and like all you brokies and take me off of DSPs because I'll make more money and I'm up 2.7 billion. Like he is all over the place. And now I'm just going on there to see if he's still crashing out more than anything else. It is wild to see him go through this. And the first thing he said, well, yeah, no, I'm not off my meds. So immediately I'm like, is he trying to sell us something? Because we always get there, right? Like we know the tricks, Kanye. Like what are you about to sell us? Because we about to sell us. But I found myself like, gosh, this is it made my stomach hurt, some of the stuff I was reading. Like, God, this is the difference between crashing out and being completely ignorant and dismissive to the things that people have gone through in their life, right? Like, you don't have to be a fan or a friend, and I don't really care what you believe in. Right? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of the stuff that's going on around me, right? I really go to me and mine, right? Like if you're in my inner circle, you know that. And if you're not, you know that too. Right? But Kanye just he like, yo, how many people can I offend? Right? And he just keep going. And it's wild.
I think the Virgil, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go, Cool or whatever. I'm gonna just say this. I think the Virgil comments were super egregious. That's all I gotta say.
Forgot about that.
The Virgil,
yeah. Rest in peace, Virgil. Yeah, like
that's all I was gonna say, Juice.
the thing about Kanye is, first of all, I don't even think it's his biggest crash out. To be honest with you, I think that's wild to say. But I remember when dude was on TV talking about George Bush doesn't care about black people, and everybody like, yo. I remember when the dude got on the stage, it was like, yeah, hold up, I'm gonna let you finish. We still say stuff like that. Right? Like we still say, hold up, I'm gonna let you finish, but you know what I mean? Beyonce should have won type. So he did so much on Twitter. He might be tweeting now, first of all, still, but he did so much on the joint that we forgot that his wife was naked on the Grammys just a few days ago. Like it's gone. Like she was trending, and we not even talking about how she was trending and naked, like butt naked on the Grammys the other day. That's how wild it is. But I don't even think at this point it feels much like the rest of the theater or the consumption that we are given in general terms, and he just knows how to play it on some level. There was and so part of me, I find myself rather going between freedom of speech, the crash out part, but whoever gonna support him, and whoever won't. I'm gonna tell you now. I appreciate that man said he wanted to put his clothes and all his stuff out for $20. And if you go on the Yeezy.com right now, that stuff is $20. Now, you can't tell me, for whatever else is going on, that's not a little big deal for a lot of different reasons, right? And he been said it. I remember
you might not get it till Christmas, but go ahead.
Right, you might not get it. You might not get it for 2-3 seasons, like for real. But you're going to get it, and it was only really $20. I remember the whole how Sway, Sway telling him, you should do your own thing. How Sway, you ain't got all the answers. And now, a few years later, he ain't under the control of nobody, and the billions went back on the board. So it's something that he does and do. Now, that's not to excuse the lack of empathetic part, the obvious part, like the really, really cut to the core, but some of that stuff was hilarious. Some of the stuff was like, hey, right? So like one of the ones that was like, hey, I would just end with this. He basically, you know how people like, oh, if your mother was around, oh, if your mother so-and-so, and that dude said, you don't know my mother, bitch. Right? I was like, hey, we don't really know him. He knows his mother better than us. Nobody can tell you how your mother will act to anything that you do as part of the funny part. But like, I don't think it's his biggest crash out. I think we've kind of seen it before. And I don't think the cancel, some of the stuff he said looking real little hypocritical. If you go extra hard, you can't, no matter what side of the fence you fall on, you can't just gloss over the fact that they kind of gave Elon a pass with the salute, no matter what you think. And you can't go extra hard because we see it in real time, kind of like the referees in the Super Bowl. We all watching. You know what I mean? So that's all.
Jay?
I think what Neve said. I'm really not paying attention to it because I'm really not going to support it. But I think it's clickbait. I think he's going to have another come to the Mercedes Benz and buy this CD, or I'm gonna put it on Apple Music for $159.99 or whatever it is. I think something's coming behind this. He has a motive behind everything he does. He's like it's like Flo Rida. Like Flo Rida don't put out music for black people, right? But when he does, it's like, all right, I'm gonna put out Low real quick, but I'm putting out a pop album right behind it. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all support. You know what I mean? So it's something behind this that he's doing. So it's clickbait. That's all it is.
Right.
I think when it comes to Kanye, I'm just in a space now where I got the boy who cried wolf syndrome with Kanye West, right? So it's the same cycle of Kanye disappears, right? He comes back, he crashes out, he sends his wife to the Grammys with no clothes on, and then he sells us some shit, and then he disappears again. And honestly, I'm not really paying it no attention. I didn't read none of the tweets. I'm not even on Twitter, right? So I'm just gonna let him have his moment, figure out what it is that he's trying to sell us, figure out if I'm gonna buy it or not, and then I'm gonna let him go back in the fucking corner that he's been sitting in for the last 2 or 3 years. I'm over Kanye. You know what I mean? I really can't even go any deeper than that. Like he's on my nerves. This is just what he does when he's trying to sell us something. And once we figure out what it is, we either gonna buy it or we not, and then he gonna disappear again. It just kind of is what it is.
The old baby on the corner trick, eh? I've seen this one before, and I agree with Dre, and I agree with Cool, but it's just a lot less creative. Those other things that Cool was tapping into were like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? They really, like when we talk about the history of Kanye, those things will still come up. I don't know if this tantrum comes up when we talk about, remember when Kanye said, what on there that he said that stuck out, like the Taylor Swift thing, or like the George Bush thing, or Houseway, like those things are just like so classic. It's like, and then what makes it even worse is like everybody is saying, we know you're coming with something, but is it going to be worth all that? You know, the last couple of products you put out, as far as musically, ain't been nothing to talk about. So it's like, it's more of, and then you even try to jump into the Drake Kendrick thing. Like you tried to do that a couple months back. You tried to throw a verse in there and try to like,
that beat was hard. Just
messy.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Huh?
That beat was hard when you got a hold of it.
It was cool, but I'm just saying where it was like,
that tweet was gangster.
Look at me. It's the look at me thing.
Oh yeah.
Look at me, and it's like, bro,
my arch nemesis. He got my arch nemesis out of there.
How about you? How about you put what you need to do? Call Common, call Pusha, call Saha.
10-foot pole, bro. They is away from him.
I'm just saying he need to get it right. Because we need the music.
They ain't up $2.77 billion. They gotta stay away from him.
No, I'm just saying he need to call. What's the boy that was before them?
Ron Fest.
He need to call
Consequence.
That's right. He need to call
GLC.
Get their pens back working.
Yeah. Really though.
Get their pens back working, because we need a Grammy family. Get John Legend back on board. Like that's crazy. Like that's crazy when you look back at who ain't around no more.
Out there, just real quickly, I think maybe a takeaway, and I'm gonna try to walk around this minefield as best I can carefully. And my disclaimer is, I'm not talking hate speech when I say this. But I think his critique, even though it comes out very egregious of the Jewish community, I think that is one takeaway from here, because he's pushing the line with that. Typically, we've seen that if you were to say something about this community, you could be canceled. And often we say, well, how is that? Because there's all kind of insults that Black people receive, or there's all kind of insults that other groups of people receive. So how is it that you can't be joked about, or you can't be critiqued, or someone can't? We can even talk about the white man, and he built the country. We can say we want to about him. And
we built the country.
Well,
but go ahead.
No, we did. We did. But I'm talking about as far as like our founding fathers, they're Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's just like, okay, so how is it that this group, and when we talk about the Israel connection, we kind of, you're a conspiracy theorist, or you talk about Zionists or whatever the case may be. I do think if you kind of like look at some of the undertone is, I'm going to see how I'm going to press this line to the point to no one can cancel me. I'm in full ownership of everything I have. Like my voice can be, you got Elon over X now, so I can say these things and not be. I think there's an artistic and intelligent way he's attacking this that we may be overlooking.
I don't think it's right that your bank accounts get frozen for what you said. I don't think that's right. He called out names.
Not right. Yeah.
As part of those tweets, but.
Hey, before we move on to anything, I just want to say this. Hey, Juice, take a moment to adjust your crown as the king of uncomfortable conversations, because I like that tiptoe.
Boy, he said my feel for real. He was.
I like
that. And listen, that's a new Juice. That's
and
a new Juice. Old Juice,
yeah,
old Juice. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It wasn't no
I had to
shit,
talk
though.
about cut this out. Like, hey man, I love you, but we got to get rid of this 2 minutes.
That was good.
Yeah,
We gotta celebrate the growth.
yeah,
that was
Indeed.
good.
Juice on the
Indeed.
other side of the train tracks now. You know what I'm saying? He crossed last week, so I love it. Maturation of the Juice.
Indeed. All right, man. I want to tap into to Marcus Jordan, man. And
Let's go.
Marcus Jordan is.
Michael
And
Jordan.
I said this, at Juice. I know Juice appreciated this. I'm not black. I'm Marcus Jordan. Like,
I
because
died when you said that. I died, bro.
because to me, you doing stuff black men don't do with the police. Like, you got your hands in your pocket. You're doing stuff that as a black, Michael didn't do right by you in this aspect. No matter how much money you put in his pocket, if that cop didn't know he was Marcus Jordan, that could have went all the way left for him. He could be a dead man right now. You reaching in your pocket. First of all, if you got coke on you, that's what I'm saying. He don't even know the rule. You got coke on you. Do what you talk about. Oh, all I'm trying to do is get my car moved. First of all, how do you make a turn onto the railroad? Talking about you thought it was the highway.
He was way down the track. Did y'all see where the car was?
Because he was on the highway. Like that.
Talking about, I thought I was on the highway. You
Hey,
got a white girl with you. You got your hands in your pockets. As a black man, you should be dead right now. And what state was he in?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Bars. What state was he in? Was that in Carolina?
I don't know where he was at.
I don't know where he was at. I really
He's wrong in any of them.
As a black man in the South would be dead off of just how he was moving. And then he dropped his daddy name at the end because it wasn't going how he wanted it to go. Like, Marcus Jordan's out of touch.
What you thought you was going to do? Kill some retros? Like, what does that even fucking mean that you Michael Jordan? Like, oh, shit, for real?
That's funny.
Did you get us an autograph?
I still don't know what you look like. I watched the video and I still don't know what you look like.
It was in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, he can die. He can be dead right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Marcus Jordan is who the haters wish Bronny was.
Right. And no matter how much you hate on Bronny, the fact that he ain't that is saying something.
It says a lot. Yo, like, he could have done anything in the world he wanted to do. Like, he had the trophy room store. I think he still does, actually. Right, he got the trophy room stores, and you literally getting exclusive, right? You friends and family to Nike, right? Like, let alone you had it all. This trophy room Jordans that only showed up in your store, and you backdoored them all. Like, he is a world class. Yes, he is a world class fuck up, yo. Like, I don't even think we highlighting this enough. And I'm gonna let you go, Jay. Like, we really talking about it like it's something subtle. No, he is a world-class fuck up. It was just this summer he was eating watermelon and sniffing cocaine. That was this summer, right? Like, we ain't got the summer yet. Like, this is his MO. Like, he has an 8 ball on him. Right, he has it. Go ahead, Jay.
At the table.
No, I was getting ready to say the watermelon comment, and I'm like, so you got, but you got to think about it. Every family has a fuck up, right? Like, so he's that one in the family. Like, all right, I don't care what you do, I'm just gonna fuck it up. I have these accolades. I can get this, and I'm gonna fuck it up. So yeah, somebody has to hold that position in the family.
What's the other son name?
Jeffrey.
That's what I was going to say. Shout out to the other son.
Yeah, you don't even hear nothing about him or the daughter, right?
It's a daughter?
Yeah, he got a daughter.
Yeah,
his sister daughter. Yeah.
Go ahead, cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
No,
my bad. Whoever.
I was just going to say shout out to Jeffrey Jordan. shout out to Jeffrey Jordan for not being in the news.
Ever.
hey, look, it's one thing that Marcus Jordan does well, and he is a world-class Cougar sniper. Say what y'all want, but he is a world-class Cougar sniper.
Facts.
Just saying.
Yeah, they said he was with Nicole Murphy, and then the lady who he was with in Florida was definitely not Nicole Murphy, right? Definitely not her. But yeah, that was the last thing I heard. Like, oh shit, he got a new one, right? Went from Lawson to Nicole. Okay, I see you, Young King. But then you like, y'all, I see you, Young Snort. You know what I'm saying? Like, Snort Master J. Like, what are you, yo?
What does it say about parenting though? Because I feel like you have LeBron, who is at the same caliber as an athlete in terms of his intensity for the game, you know, how much he has to be gone, He's done it longer, better, and look at the fruits of look at his seeds, look at his children, look at his wife, look at how he conducts himself. I give LeBron a bunch of shit because I do believe Jordan is the GOAT. I'm an 80s kid, but at the end of the day, we talk about character, complete guy, athlete, example. It's a no-brainer. LeBron is the GOAT of all time by far. And look at how he carries himself as a black man. So Michael Jordan, that's fucked up. You was gambling. You was out here in them streets. You was doing the wrong things. You lived a life full of sin. I sound like a preacher right now, don't I? But look at your kids, bro. Look at your son. That's crazy.
It's not even LeBron. And I mean, look at all the other pro athletes who kids either came into the league or follow behind their footsteps. You're not hearing these names as much as you are Marcus Jordan. So it's like, damn, where did I go wrong on giving my kids? Like, should I have not put them in Space Jam?
Melo's son, Gil's son, Matt Barnes and them son,
the Boozer twins.
Yeah,
right?
You know what?
I mean,
it's
even
crazy.
Hardaway. I mean, you don't even hear about Hardaway.
Yeah.
Like,
Tim. Kenyon Martin's son.
Yeah.
Right.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he had to be NBA players, but come on, man. You can't be on a damn railroad track talking about you trying to get to the highway, bro.
No, all I'm trying to do is get my car moved. That's all he was worried about, getting his car off of there.
Then you
coke in his pocket.
Son. Like first you can't be on the high, then you Michael Jordan's son. Then you keep talking about coke, and we shouldn't be seeing you sniffing no coke. You that rich, be somewhere where we can't have cameras seeing you. Matter of fact, it's actually ridiculous when you really think about it, bro. Come on, man. If I got that kind of habit, I don't want you knowing. I don't even have no business, like no literal business. If I'm him, you don't have no literal. If somebody make a mistake and see Snoop smoking somewhere, right? Snoop's persona got him. What is Marcus Jordan's business? You feel me? Now it's getting caught in public or getting caught in in cougar hunting. Come on, man.
It's crazy because y'all just
cocaine and cougars.
Y'all just let me into a space.
So Marcus Jordan does.
It's crazy because y'all just set me up for my next question. Y'all just set me up for my next question because I was thinking about this earlier in the week and how much of a part does your presence play in the outcome of your children? You get what I'm saying? Because as much as we talking bad about Marcus Jordan, you got a Jeffrey Jordan who seems to be out the way. Whatever he got going on, we don't really know. So as men, when we look at situations, we think about situations. How much does your presence or non-presence play in the actual outcome of your children?
I want to jump out here real first, and I'm gonna pass it. I think as a manager at the household of father, you have to evaluate everybody. And some kids, because I have 6, they need one of them or 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, or at different times. They need more attention. You could spot out of all them people, it's just come on, it's math. Somebody gonna be fucked up. One of them kids gonna pull from a gene pool of just terribleness. And you focus on that child and you just readjust that energy. And if there's nobody there to do it, a lot of times that character flaw can manifest into just a darker side. So I think as a father being there and watching it, you also got to look at what's in your family, what's negative in your family, and you're trying to, mitigate that bullshit. So it's very important that a father, specifically a father, be there. All right, y'all got it, dads.
Cool.
This goes back to some of our unaired, exchanges. When we talk about getting credit for attendance, right? Like in school. So being present, coming home or being around, even if you're co-parenting, showing up that's a long way away from a generation ago, or at least the stereotypical part about, dads being in the house, in general. So from a generational thing, we got to give ourselves some credit on that. So that's one thing. The other part of that is when you are a parent, a present dad, a present parent, in that capacity, you also realize that being present is better than being absent, firstly, but you also can't guarantee, right, their outcome, right? So, it's even obvious by we just jokingly, like you said, the setup, Neef, but like jokingly, you got a few different kids coming from the same set of parents, and one of them is wilding all the way out, Nick Cannon, and the other one we barely hear about, right? So you see things can go both ways, and I pray for the best for my family and y'all family, but I also there was a point in my life where I was like, you know what? I would be okay. Like, I'm not going to feel no super heap of guilt if, God forbid, an adult child of mine decided to go the opposite way or in a different direction than what I know that they were inherently raised with, because I know they were raised with. Like, I was there. Right. And so I can see why there might be some, guilt or feelings if your child decides to depart, but you definitely can't put it on yourself, especially if you was around, present, and just at least being visible, because it absolutely does matter, even if you're not 100% guaranteed.
Dre?
I think I agree with Cool. I mean, I think that as a father, right, your presence matters, and that's your first responsibility, as a father. But then from there, a lot of us are trying to do this thing without, an example of how to do it, right? So our generation does deserve that credit where we're present and we're trying to figure this thing out. I know, for myself personally, one of the things that, I had to step back a couple of years ago and think about is, when we're growing up, those of us that want kids growing up always think about like what kind of parent we want to be. And, I'm going to do this with my kids and I'm going to do that with my kids. And it hit me a couple of years ago that in having those conversations with yourself, you never even factor in the child. So it's not necessarily about being the parent that you want to be. It's more so about being the parent that your child needs at that time. And so that completely changed because I wanted to be the fun dad. I wanted to be the one that hangs out with my kids and all we do is laugh and joke. But I realized after having kids, I don't have those kids. I have kids that need the structure. I have kids that need me to hold them accountable. I have kids that need me, to call them out on their bullshit in order for them to be the best that they can be. And even with all of that, I still cannot control 100% that they will be a productive member of society. That is out of my control. So you have to do the best that you can do and then understand that you do not have the power to control all. So if you do have a child that strays away, right? If you choose to be there for them and still try to pull them back, you can do that. If you choose to cut ties with them, then you have to be okay with that too. But I just feel like the best that you can do is the best that you can do.
Jay?
I'm blessed. I mean, in the sense of fact that, I don't have any kids, and that's not the blessing, but I'm blessed to have, my stepfather, and then I have 5 great men right now that I can look at as role models of successful African-American men who raising their kids, right? And Melo just said it. So I have that key to success, which sort of because I could bounce all ideas off of 6 men when the time comes of me having this child, of raising this child, because I have a blueprint and the key to success, what some of us didn't have growing up. So when it comes to that day when I have that, then I am blessed to, hey, cool, hey, you've been through this. How did you handle this? All right, cool. Hey, hey, Chong, blah, 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 and whatever else. And, Flush will be the last one I call. But I definitely have that. So, shout out to these great fathers that's on this on this pod right here. And shout out to all the great fathers that's listening. So thank you.
No, before that, let me say something about our brother Jay. Jay has always been a person since the day I've met him, that I've, he's been a part of my family since that day. And then always being able to be around me and mine. And no matter what was going on, if I needed him, he was right there, right? Go pick up Maddie, go pick up Ty, from wherever, right? Or I got the kids at the football practice, right? So like, even without being a biological father, man, Uncle Jay has always been that person in my children's life, right? So like before I even say anything else, right? So I love you, bro, and you know how I feel and
Appreciate it, man.
Since day one, bro. But for me, man, fuck these kids. Like they gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? Like no matter what, like I raised them right. I don't do this, I don't do that. They get around their friends, they get out your house. I don't care what they believe in, bro. I don't care what they actually do. Just get home safe and be happy. That's literally my criteria now, which has, drastically changed from the time. I've been a father since I was 19 years old, and my baby is on her way out the door. Thank God. But like that's really where I am with it, man. But you do the best that you can based on the information that you have when you had it, right? And if you did some wrong, then you apologize for it, right? Or you did something to hurt them, then you apologize for it. But after that, man, it's out your hands, right? I can't really say, back to our previous point, I don't know if Michael was a bad father, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He may not have been around, right? Or even if he wasn't, right? Was Juanita a bad mother, right? But we talked about LeBron and Ziri is what? 11, 12, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she might be.
Somewhere around 8 and 9. So she between 9 and 12 at best, right? Then you got what's the young one name?
Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce is a senior in high school, yes. On his way to Arizona State, one of those schools down there. Shout out to him.
He's junior though. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I think he's senior. I really think he's senior. I could be wrong. But anyway, like there's that. And then Bronny is what? 18, 19 years old, right? About to be 20 or whatever. And then you go to work with your father, right? Marcus Jordan is in his 30s, right? That's a long time to figure out what it's going to be and what it ain't, right? You literally was engaged to your father's teammate's ex-wife, right? That's the reality, right? So you doing whatever the fuck you want to do, right? Not on Mike, but again, man, I go to bed every night knowing I've done everything I could possibly do to be the father that I knew how to be to my kids, right? For me, I'm a provider, man. It's what I do, right? It's what I'm really best at, right? I can have the tough conversation, but when they dig down to it, like, you need gas in your car, right? This insurance has to get paid, right? All the fun things that everybody wants to do, I got to do it, right? So I get to it, right? And that's my driving focus and motivation for me, man. But fuck these kids.
Yo, I can dig it. Like, and it's crazy hearing y'all talk because, like Dre said, and like what's being talked about is we can't really, no matter how hard we try, we can't really control it. And my mindset be really like, I'm trying to get my kids ready for adulthood. You get what I'm saying? Especially I got 2 girls, 15 and 16. And it's like, yo, I gotta get ready for a point where y'all not gonna be in this house no more. You get what I'm saying? And I told my kids this, listen, when I stop talking, that's when y'all need to be worried. I talk because the reason why I'm going through this and I'm fussing at y'all and I'm talking because I'm the type who, I fuss. But then I want to pull you to the side and have an understanding because I remember being a kid and not always knowing why I was in trouble. You get what I'm saying? So as much as you're in trouble for something, I want you to know, like, yo, come here. Why did I fuss at you? And give you that understanding. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I had to tell my son the other day, like, first of all, you're the only boy in the house with 4 females. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's certain things, a certain way you got to go about moving because I'm not going to be here forever. So I got to get you to the point where as though you ready for that day. So like my main mindset be like, yo, listen, like when I stop talking, that's when y'all need to be worried. I love y'all enough to keep talking. I don't talk to nobody who I don't care about. Like I'm not wasting no words on nobody. You get what I'm saying? Like if I'm giving you words, because I care about you enough to do that. You get what I'm saying? So, but it is interesting. Like no matter what we do, we can't control that situation. And that, I think out of anything else in the world, that's the one thing you want to control. Like you want to make that right. And you can't. And when I seen that, when I thought of that topic, I just really wanted to bring it to the table for you guys and had that conversation. Cause like Jay said, we need each other in those moments. You get what I'm saying? To make sure you're not crazy, you know? So, and me and Iceberg had them conversation all the time just about our kids. And because I don't know, my kids got it way better than I ever had it. You get what I'm saying? And it'd be like, y'all don't get
that
how
shit
good y'all got it.
Right, but that's the problem. They'll never understand it, right? So you think about, right? Like I tell everybody, man, I'm a humble kid from South Baltimore who grew up in the projects who love his family. That's who I am. At my core, that's where I start, right? Everything else beyond that is what y'all see today. But that is the basis of who I am. I'm from South Baltimore and I love my family. The end, right? And if you're a part of that, then you family. Now, if you're not a part of that, I don't care about you no way, right? Like truthfully, and I say that with love and respect, but I don't fuck out of here. Go ahead, Juice. You ready to say something?
No. I'm just keep cooking. I was gonna say one more thing about just gonna say we couldn't tell that bro was crashing out when he got with Scottie Pippen on.
Yeah, that's borderline. Like that's wild as hell.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know who put this topic up here, but I think it's definitely something we should discuss. How long should you be held accountable for past decisions? So I'm gonna let Iceberg start this off because I feel like this is an Iceberg topic.
Yeah, totally me.
All right, so go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, everybody listening, watching, we literally talk all day, every day, 7 days a week, all hours of the day. Somebody is up doing something. Somebody's on the West Coast, was on the East Coast. We got time differences. People get up, all the different stuff, right? So, just life in general, right? Whatever mistakes you make, how long should you be held accountable for those things, right? What's the point of, all right, let's move on, all right, let's not, right? And vice versa. How long do you want to hold somebody accountable, right? I'm quick to forgive and forget and move on because it takes a lot out of me. And I don't really have the time to dwell on those things versus, you know what I'm saying, what does it actually feel like? And there's no time frame on forgiveness. There's no time frame on moving on. But at what point is it like, all right, I've done all that I can do, right? Can we move on in the best interest of everybody involved? But like I said, I feel like it was based around something else we were talking about. I just can't remember what it was.
All right, I'm gonna start off because I think the first step is being accountable.
Yeah.
Like if I have an issue with somebody, the first step in us getting past the situation is you being accountable for whatever it is you did that got us to this point.
Mm-hmm.
If we can't get to that, then that says a lot about the amount of time it's going to take for us to get past that. Because if you never, I'm to the point now where as though if you can't be accountable for that, cool. But I'm not folding. You get what I'm saying? So the first step is that. That's my first. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I fucked up. I apologize. And the older I get better at it. So I have no problem back here saying, yo, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I overstepped or whatever. And that's, but I think that to me, that's what starts it all off. If we can get there, then we can work towards bettering our situation. But if you can't sit back here and say, yo, bro, I was wrong. I fucked up. Even when I tell my kids that, like, yo, a lot of times I fuss at y'all. You just say, my bad. I messed up. Ain't too much more I can say than that. You know what I'm saying? But if you, I did it because I would. No. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. So I think, first of all, accountability is the first step. And I think it depends on what it is, too. I think that plays a part and that has something to say about certain things because you can be accountable. But if you cross a certain line, it don't matter what it is. We're not going to be the same. So I think that plays a part. But I think accountability goes first. Juice, it seems like you got something.
No, I'm just looking at the topics.
You're right though.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
You're right. Accountability goes. I mean, I really don't have my circle. If I can't hold you accountable for one thing, I really don't rock with you. And as you said, Flush, and depending on how you cross me and you do me dirty, I just cut you out. Like it's simple. I mean, I don't want to make it sound conceited or anything, but I'm well known all across the damn states. I can find a friend. It ain't a person I can't talk to. So, I go to the damn airport and find somebody new to replace you. So I'm so serious, man. It's crazy. So I mean, that's second nature. That's my gift to gab. I can blend in with any crowd. So if you can't do me right by one single thing, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. And if you cross me the wrong way, you got to go. So that's it. Juice.
So like cancel culture kind of is aligned with this. So how long should you be held accountable for poor decisions? I think we have to, if those of you out there who believe in redemption, if you really believe in redemption, then you can receive it and then you want to give it. And what I mean by that is we're not perfect. We make mistakes. I think if somebody truly, we know that this person is truly holding themselves accountable and they're sincere in their apologies and we see it through their action, then I think we can start to repair. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, Flush, is like if you have someone that's just excusing everything, they're just, I don't know. There's a reason outside of what part they played in it. Man, that's a deeper character flaw that I can't deal with. If I see that over a long period of time, then I'm typically going to distance myself from that. But I think how long should we be held? I think the healing is going to take the time as far as like just holding somebody, always putting that cloud over their head for making a mistake or whatever the egregious act is. I don't think we should totally just cancel people out.
Who?
No, I mean, I think, just being mature about everything. You know what I mean? Like there's I usually say like even just over a certain a moment in life, there's usually a threshold where you just kind of have a different take on it. You know what I mean? So just growing to a point of maturity, I think is crucial for anything that you do. You know what I mean? When you talk about decision making and things of that nature. So growing up.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that there's a certain time period, right? I think what you talked about, Flush, is important, right? For me personally, the accountability piece is super important in this conversation. I think you have to look at what was the wrong done, right? Because you have to look at it from the legal perspective, and there are all types of ways to hold someone accountable legally for actions and stuff like that. But if we're talking about on a personal level, I'm gonna just be real. In my life, I don't have time to hold grudges. I don't. It takes too much out of me. I don't have time to hold grudges. So if you wrong me, I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it, and you now have the choice, right, to make that right or not make that right. If you choose to not make that right, then I now have the decision to make whether I'm gonna continue to hold you accountable or whether I'm just going to completely, cut you off. But I don't necessarily think that there's a time frame. I just feel like whenever, the person that was wronged, whenever they have the growth in the ability to forgive you, that's when you're no longer held accountable, on their end. And for me personally, like I said, I just don't have time or space in my life to hold grudges. I just don't. If I feel like you're not, taking accountability for your actions, at some point, I'm just going to cut you off and I'll move on without you.
Now I remember where it came from. We were talking about my man being back into society based on something he did when he was younger. And we was talking about accountability. All right.
And I want to touch on that. I want to touch on that too, bro, because now that we're back to where this conversation originated.
Yeah.
I have someone really close to me, one of my childhood friends, and he made a horrible decision at about 16 years old.
Yeah.
And that decision, cost that man 20 years of his life.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people today that would look at him and his past, right, and still pass judgment on him today. Right. And I will tell you, I talk to this man every day, and he's one of the most incredible men that I know. Right. So I think that we need to get past this cancel culture, and we can't create a culture or be in a culture where you make one bad decision and they throw you away for life. I think that's completely absurd. And I think, honestly, it happens far too much in our society where someone makes a bad decision, especially as a teen or a 20-year-old, right? And now they're thrown away for life. Listen, if you talk to not even just the legal side, but if you talk to women in my past, right, and they describe to you the man that I was, my wife doesn't recognize that man. Right. So I don't think that you can hold someone accountable 20 years later, for something that they did, in the past. I think it's stupid.
Cool.
We gotta move on.
No, that's an excellent point, just in general. So it kind of brings it to memory, like fathering a teenage son, for example. So it turned into a metaphor, but we know the Boys in the Hood movie with Dre and them. They was getting their get back, and Cube was driving, Doughboy was driving, and Cuba Gooden character say, "Let me out the car, let me out though," right?
Right.
So I've turned that whole thing into like this ongoing metaphor for how I'm raising my son. You can't just be in it with, you got to learn to get out of the car, right? You got to learn to have your own discernment in these often, basically anytime you outside of this home. This ain't no joke out here. Anytime you out, so he's learning to drive now. So I had a text earlier, can I drive to Chipotle or whatever it was? But like anytime you outside of this home, you have to have this discernment, this understanding. And so, but especially when you with your friends or in these decisions, or not with your friends, alone with a female or something, right? You have to have these moments where the right thing to do has to win out. So the analogy, the metaphor turned to get out of the car. Like when confronted with this pivotal thing of what to do, right or wrong, that fork in the road moment, you got to learn to say, let me get out the car, let me out, or not get in the car in the first place.
No, it's crazy.
Just the lane, they get heavy. Then I realized the 16-year-old never even watched the movie, so I'm like,
you might have to sit him down.
You're right.
But know what's crazy? Know what's crazy? I had these conversations with my kids, and they'd be like, "Yo, all it takes is one decision." You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a 15. I'm teaching my 10-year-old. You got to learn how to think, bro. You got to start thinking. You just be moving and don't think.
Yeah.
You have to think. And I was a boy in the hood, and there's plenty of cars I didn't get into. There's plenty of times I didn't go, and something happened. To the point where, though, Trig told me one day, my man Trig was like, "Yo, dog, we're not doing nothing unless you going. Because every time we go without you, something happened." You know what I'm saying? And it could be something inside your gut, because it's been times when I get the call, they're like, "Yo, we gonna go do this," and I be like, "All right, cool." And I call back like, "You know what, dog? I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna chill." And something used to always happen in them situations. You get what I'm saying? But that's the thing I be telling my kids, like, and then I have kids who go to school with white kids. So I have to teach them, like, yo, listen, the rules the things that they're allowed to get away with, you don't live under those rules. You get what I'm saying? So how they get disciplined in a situation, if you take something out of Target and they take something out of Target, if y'all together, it look different. You get what I'm saying? So that be the things I be sitting back here having to tell my children, like, yo, listen to that. Your homegirls, they don't live the life you live. You get what I'm saying? Your life is a little different. And I mean, it's a hard, you wish it was a world where those conversations didn't have to happen, but that's conversations I feel I need to express to my children. But it's sad that, like Dre said, though, damn, when did somebody who made a decision when they were 16 get a chance where that's not held over their head? You get what I'm saying?
Still can run for president.
You said he still what?
Still can run for president, though.
Oh, indeed. All right, we're going to do some quick takes. All right, we're going to do some real quick drinks. We're going to get out of here because, the game coming on. We got things going on. Everybody got things going on. All right. Can Luka and LeBron play together? Jay?
Yes.
Cool?
Yes, they too smart.
Juice?
Yeah, most of it.
Dre?
Yes.
Iceberg?
LA and 4. What are we talking about?
It's basketball. Too intelligent. And don't forget JJ Redick.
Yeah.
They're going to make it happen.
LA.
Even with the Mark Williams trade not going through, I didn't like losing Dalton Schultz. I like Dalton Schultz. So I'm kind of...
Connect.
Dalton
Schultz plays football.
My bad. I did that a couple times. Yo.
Dalton Connect.
And then there's a connect that's in football, and I be messing up like that. Is the 2025 WNBA season Must See TV? It is for me. I'm watching Indiana Fever. I'm watching. I'm locked in. Jay?
Yes.
Cool.
It's as close as there's ever been a must-watch TV ever. Like ever.
I'm taking a cool answer right there, especially since it's being a little over sexualized. But go ahead.
Dre?
No.
Oh. Why not?
Right.
I'm just curious.
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, if you say it's must watch TV, it's something that I'm gonna sit down and watch. I'm not watching the WNBA game this year. So for me, it's just not much to watch TV. It's not gonna sit me down and get me in front of the TV.
Iceberg.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm more intrigued about what's going to happen there because I like the parody of it a little bit, right? I think it's getting more parody. Before it was just like here it is driven here. So I think this is going to be cool. I think the sponsorship dollars are coming in, the shoe deals, the excitement, the noise around it, right? The trades are looking real, you know what I'm saying, different in the light. So I'm interested to see what Caitlin Clark 2.0 does, because I think ultimately it's going to pave the way for the Juju Watkins of the world. The Paige Bucklers is going to be there. Like, I just think they got to do something with the schedule, right? Like, they basically go from Final Four to draft night to training camp to the season, right? And you won't have the benefit of the break this year like we did last year because of the Olympics, right? So it's just going to roll right through. I just think they got to do something with it.
But I think the time of the year do play a part in it. I'm not a baseball guy, so you kind of stand alone. Some of them Tuesday nights, yeah, I mean at 7:30, be like, what am I going to watch?
I love the competitiveness now. You know, even the little shit talking. You know, so no matter if you get on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, and you see what whatever they tweeting about, like bring your game tonight. So and so, Andrew Reese, Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson,
Cameron
Kelsey
Brink, she's gonna be back. Kelsey Plum,
Kelsey Plum just got traded too. So
Breonna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, I love her.
Breonna Stewart, no, not Breonna Stewart. What's the other girl? The big girl?
Your girl, Brittany Griner.
Yo, shut up! I think he's gonna say some slick shit. She moved too. And shout out to Asia Wilson, them sneaks hot. Shout out to Bam. Bam, you grabbed her up too, Bam. Y'all ain't put it out there yet.
Bam got her.
I ain't mad at you, Bam. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti real quick, man.
R.I.P. Irv.
R.I.P.
His contribution to us growing up. And maybe we need to look at the credits. I mean, it's some things I didn't even know he did.
Can I Live, yo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like DJ Irv.
He
like
was
way before
DMX. They told him DMX was not going to do it.
Yeah.
They had no faith in him.
Yeah.
As far as DMX.
Rest in peace, Irv. 54. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's take care of ourselves, man.
Yeah,
cool.
Sure.
That's your...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much. I did read where he had diabetes, apparently. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, people, I would say men, but like this is a people thing. If it runs in your family, get checked, do something, get checked, get tested, listen to your body. The stuff is out there. The food that they giving us is not the best. So you got to find, some options, count it. Don't say the stuff that I've heard over the years. I'm a man of faith too, but like God got me don't mean ignore it and eat all the sugar you want. It don't mean that, right? God got me mean God gave me the benefit of health insurance. God gave me the benefit of natural medicine. Whatever your take, don't just blind. And I'm not saying Irv did that, but like a lot has to happen for you to succumb to the disease. And the data is out. The diet and exercise, this is old now. Diet and exercise, more than half of the people change their lifestyle from a diabetes perspective with diet and exercise. Difficult, but not impossible. And I think it's been out there that like, you got it. But no, that's not the way. Then again, I don't know if there are diabetic complications, but we know Dion got, 8 toes and not 10. We know, some other rappers that go through, or people, sports and everything. But just get checked out, listen to your body, communicate with your people and your family. This goes for a lot of different things, personally and publicly. That's all I would say about that. But definitely.
And that old, I just want to live how I want to live till I'm going. Stop that. Let's stop that too. Let's get that out of here. Like you can have that every once in a while.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't gotta every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but on the 14th, I had a steak or I had some fried chicken, and then on the 28th, or we can spread it out and not have to be every night with it.
The YOLO mindset then kill many of people, right? You only live once. Well, you might just get a stroke, right? You might live and just have a stroke. You might not be living. You might live and got dialysis. I tell people just like this, when they start acting crazy or they come in there, for real health stuff, I said, choose your days. Hey, what you talking about, Doc? What you want to go to dialysis? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Hey. Let the people know now. And they look at me like I'm crazy. One puff of a cigarette can shut down the blood vessels in your toes for up to 12 hours. I tell smokers, not one cigarette, not one pack,
One puff.
One puff. Now you multiply that by the pack years that you doing, thinking you fooling somebody coming in here smelling like a Newport.
Real quick, I had a question, real quick, and I know these was quick takes, but it's something. Is there any information as far as what effect these kids smoking? Well, a lot of people smoke these
Vapes.
These vapes. Do we know what affect those long term? Because a lot of these kids is 15, 16 years old. That's a move.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting black lung.
Yeah,
or they're getting respiratory issues that come up about.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, 15, 16-year-old in the bathroom in high school smoking vapes. And we don't even have no information of what the long-term effects of that is yet, right?
Yeah. I think it's not, I mean, I can come better prepared in general, like even on the next one, but like we'll not like it's not some dramatically better, like, you know, it's some stuff out there. Like Jay even said, it's some direct look, real quick, man. Before I ever was Dr. Mike and all that other mess, you worked in a place where we had to count the bacteria, right? We had to count the load in different food groups, right? We was in a microbiology lab. And when stuff ain't go right or the count was off, right? You had to, you know, whole batches had to be redone. And we took that real serious, even though we were young and didn't understand. But what you realize is it's people behind these numbers. So everywhere in any walk of life, you got your late people, your early bird, your lazy. Like, what if somebody counting wrong in these labs or we vaping stuff? We don't know what's in these things. I'm not saying be fearful of everything, but you definitely should have a skeptical eye about anything that's being sold to you.
And fentanyl is everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, quick take. Is Cowboy Carter a country album? Real.
Yes, it is a country album. I do not believe it was the best country album last year.
Dre?
I said it.
Yes, it's a country album.
Juice?
It's definitely a country album.
Jay?
Country album.
Cool.
It's country because she says so, because I ain't heard it.
Yeah, I ain't heard it either. I'm with you on that one. Right. Marvel wants Jonathan Majors back. Damn. That's wild. Jay?
we gonna see how he holds it down. I'll just say that.
Cool.
What he do to get canceled?
The white girl
beat up on that white girl.
I thought she was the aggressor. Am I wrong?
She was,
but they still canceled him.
You know how it go. He shouldn't have been canceled.
Columbus Short ain't been back either.
Columbus Short can't act like bull. I ain't even gonna bullshit. The boy can act. Juice.
They just trying to get Jonathan Majors back for what OJ did. Hey, I'm glad that Jonathan Majors is back. He never should have been gone. OJ already did the work that he needed to do.
Dre.
Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Iceberg.
Fuck out of here. He went and rebranded himself, got him a good black woman, wholesome, make it good. And then Marvel wants me back. You know what I tell Marvel? SMD, right? Okay. I'm not coming back, right? Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
How that check look.
So what? Like, yo, go make our own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. Like, he ain't do nothing wrong. No.
True. Okay, we start with you on this one. Was Lamar Jackson robbed? Josh Allen won the MVP. This is the what's the name? Take.
I was trying. He was absolutely robbed. Right? Like, absolutely wrong. First team All-Pro, best statistical season, number 4 on the all-time passing rating list, ran for 900 yards, 4,000 plus passing yards, 45 total touchdowns, less than 5 interceptions. And if you're really looking at it from a fan's perspective, or even me, the biggest Ravens fan on the planet, not one of those 4 interceptions was his fault. Not one was his fault. And then you say, let's go ahead and give Josh Allen a participation award. Fuck out of here. Revenge season starts now. You asked me the wrong question.
Short take, Jay.
You asked me the wrong question.
I know. Short take, Jay.
Being Ravens fan number 2, he was definitely robbed. My brother just gave you the stats, and as he said, he threw no interceptions all season. The dumbass receivers didn't catch it, or they ran the wrong route. So we'll see you next year.
Cool.
Boy, I'm over here cracking myself up. All the don't even think it's that funny. But you know that celebration where they pull the ski masks over? All the people did, they pull the ski masks over.
Right.
They rob when they get an interception or a touchdown. That's how they robbed him. They pulled the ski mask over.
Ski mask way with the ransom note.
Ransom note.
Juice?
I'm definitely relying more on y'all in this case because y'all are experts. But I mean, we've heard more about Lamar. We know what his stats are. He was shining this year. We know what we expected the Ravens to do. So I definitely believe he was robbed. And that, I've also seen critique of just how they even give these awards out. So yeah, he was robbed, man.
Milo?
He was for sure he was robbed, right? So how many times in the history of the National Football League has the first team All-Pro quarterback not won the MVP?
True.
So why does it start this year with
Then
Lamar?
he shouldn't have been all pros if they was gonna do that.
Why did and the voting for All-Pro for first team All-Pro wasn't even close. So why did this start with Lamar? Absolutely, he was robbed. I don't think it's a question.
I think he was robbed too.
Hold up. Nah, I got to veto this one. Fuck you, Dan Orlovsky.
Yes.
Fuck you, goddamn Chris Sims. Right? Y'all couldn't even hold Lamar Jackson jersey, the half-ass quarterbacks y'all are. And fuck you, Rich Gannon. You know how I feel about you. Fuck you. Right? And most importantly, Jim Miller. I didn't even know he was a quarterback in the NFL. He gave Lamar Jackson a 4th place vote. Like, you can't even allow them to goddamn vote again. You
Jim
can't
Miller
even how do you let him vote? Who the fuck is Jim Miller?
He played for the Bears, right?
I don't know.
I thought the nigga had a show on HBO as a what's a nigga named Miller somewhere on HBO that had a show?
Nah. You talking about Ben Simmons or Bill Simmons?
Nah, he talking about the white dude Miller.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller, right. Thanks, Juice.
I was literally on the Dan Orlovsky train, and now I'm like off of it. I don't even want to talk here. And Emmanuel Acho. Fucking Acho.
Yo.
Well, listen, he knocked off Joy though.
Another conversation for
thing.
another day. Sorry, Flush Man. Back to you, sir. My apologies.
NBA deadline winner or losers? Juice.
You muted, Juice.
NBA cool. Who won on the NBA deadline?
The Mavs, I think the Mavs lost. Didn't what's his name get hurt?
He got hurt last night. Non-contact injury.
Dang, AD. We knew
Street blood,
but we seen it.
Juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Lakers, man. How we don't think that's the biggest takeaway, period in the Mavs? Yeah, AD. I mean, I thought it was a joke when y'all said he was hurt. So to really see that he's actually hurt is you can't write this. You can't script this out any better. So yeah, definitely. I don't think the Mavs are the biggest losers, but I think it's a little disappointing.
Jay?
I mean, you got the number 1 and 2 selling jerseys with the same team. And then he gets a non-contact injury. They're looking stupid over there in Dallas. Dirk is about to come back.
Shit. Dre?
Hey, I don't care about none of that trade deadline action. Celtics in 6.
Iceberg?
Lakers in 4. I said what I said.
I don't like the Jimmy Butler situation. Like, you trade for Jimmy Butler for what? I think, hot take, Andrew Wiggins is going to be more productive with the Miami Heat than Jimmy Butler. And I know he had 25 last night. That's fine. I think at the end of the day, Miami won that trade over Golden State.
Hey, let's just be real about this Jimmy Butler thing. What house did Jimmy Butler walk out that he didn't burn down?
Right.
So it's gonna happen again. He gonna burn down the house.
Did he tell Buddy last night, "Don't touch me" on camera?
Come on,
I don't think it's a team of Jimmy Butler away.
Right. At all. That's what I'm saying. Right. All right, real quick. Shout out to Sterling Sharp for finally making a NFL Hall of Fame. 10 years too late. Sterling, without that neck injury, was him downstairs all day.
Yep.
Shout out to Sterling. Real quick, can y'all skate? Jay, can you skate?
On floor or inline?
Either one.
I could do it as long as it ain't ice.
Cool.
Yeah, shout out to Shake and Bake in Baltimore.
You look like you can skate cool and be dancing and all that old stuff. Juice.
I'll skate on these hoes. Nah, I don't.
Hey, Dre, can you skate, Dre?
Hey, I can skate. Shout out to Shea Vu in Boston.
Iceberg.
I can skate on 4 wheels. I cannot skate on inline. And cool rail fact, I can also ice skate.
Oh, yeah. I asked that question because we had a skating party for the twins. They just turned 10 on Tuesday. Shout out to the twins, Aiden and Avery. And my wife wants me to learn how to skate. I'm thinking about it. That's how I know I'm getting old. I'm just with whatever now.
Your wife is wrong. Don't listen to your wife.
Hey,
Yeah,
I love her.
It's over.
Don't listen to your wife.
Hey,
You're 40 years old. It is not the time to learn how to skate.
Ain't nobody got time to be falling, bro.
Right,
Hey,
indeed.
Hey, just record it. Because
The fuck out of here.
while you in the ER, we gonna need to talk to you.
That fall
All right.
hit different now.
Hey, listen, the podcast from the ER is wild. Last question. What's the worst kind of coworker? Jay.
I don't know. I ain't never had a job.
Hey, cool. What's the worst kind of coworker?
Bro, the lazy kind, the late and lazy kind. And they everywhere from healthcare to the McDonald's I worked at. Late and lazy.
Juice.
The one that have sex and go back to work and talk about it.
Dre.
I'm gonna go with the lazy late.
Iceberg.
The one I can't trust.
Oh, I agree with all those, but the one that always got a story. Motherfucker got a story. He done did everything in the world. Like, nigga, how the fuck is you in the hospital cooking? This one time I had to tell the guy, like, he done told every boss in the world about themselves.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead,
What's that? And it ain't gonna take long, but we just talk about being active. The homeboy says his 25-year-old cousin or something, and he doing something for his birthday. He turning 25. Like, come on, y'all, you know what I mean? We're gonna get together. We're gonna go paintballing. So he like, oh yeah, all right, yeah. And then he like, I ain't been paintballing in a while. Then he realized that he is about to be 45. And he like, they about to get me paintballing for hours on. I said, yo, they 25, you 20 years old.
They got the energy. Right.
You shouldn't be out there like that. You know what I mean? And I said, you better stretch beforehand all week to week up to it. He talking about, nah, I'll be good. I'll be walking all these thousands of steps. I said, you will be in that mug with a popped Achilles. You play. I said, bump on them steps. You better stretch. You know what I mean? So just back to that activity of being over 40 and learning to skate. You really might want to just straight carpet. I wouldn't even bother. Just take the picture of skates on, bro.
Indeed. And this was Brothers Talking Shit, episode 169.
Last one.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to the general, Cool Mike.
When did they make
birthday?
Did they cool
Tomorrow.
birthday?
It's tomorrow, but
this
episode get out.
birthday,
Yeah,
Cool.
it's tomorrow.
With your
Thank
cool
you.
ass.
Yeah.
I love y'all, man.
Like,
Flush, man.
This
It's on you.
was-
Yeah.
And this is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 169. We out.
Yeah.
you got the
Peace.
number right.
Yo, shut the fuck up, man.